Hello everyone, and welcome to my UK Royal Family News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As the most recent court case intensifies, Prince Harry is accused of living in Alice in Wonderland. The Duke of Sussex is making an attempt to have the publisher of The Sun brought to court after alleging that journalists for the newspaper hacked his voicemails and hired private investigators to locate him. A lawyer referred to Prince Harry's charges against a newspaper publisher as Alice in Wonderland stuff, after he claimed the royal family made a covered agreement with a media outlet regarding phone hacking allegations. Lawyers representing the newspaper company The Sun, which is supported by Rupert Murdoch, have this opinion. The Duke of Sussex is now making an effort to move forward with his intention to sue the publisher of The Sun over allegations that some of its writers illegally stole his voicemails and targeted him with private detectives. On a technical level, Mr. Murdoch's corporation is attempting to thwart this action, with its attorneys arguing that the 38-year-old had in fact delayed filing court documents for too long. Harry asserted that the royal family, for which he served as a senior working member until he departed the country in 2020, had consented to refrain from suing The Sun and the News of the World over claims of phone hacking. This was done instead of the issue going to court and the affected royals obtaining payments and apologizes. However, Mr. Murdoch's legal team contends that this assertion is fundamentally flawed and compares the allegations to those made by a fake author. The Duke's claims of a covered pact, according to NGN attorney Anthony Hudson KC, were described as Alice in Wonderland stuff and a construct by the Duke's attorneys on Wednesday. David Sherborne, Harry's attorney, explained to the High Court in London that the Duke of Sussex's case had been postponed because he was not aware of the existence of such a covert agreement between the firm and journalists. Mr. Sherborne questioned the court about the absence of important participants who knew about the agreement, especially former The Sun editor Rebecca Brooks and Murdoch executive Robert Thompson, to give their accounts of what happened. The only answer, he continued, is that it was all tactical on their part to withhold any supporting documentation. Harry's older brother, Prince William, who had earlier taken a very large sum of money from Mr. Murdoch's firm in 2020 due to a phone hacking claim, was among the royals claimed to be aware of the agreement, Mr. Sherborne told the court. William's payment, he claimed, supported Harry's assertions even more, and he added, "His brother's role is quite essential." He adopted the exact same posture. When the Duke of Sussex attempted to obtain an apology from Mr. Murdoch's company in 2017, the court was previously informed that Queen Elizabeth II, the late monarch and Harry's grandmother, was aware of the deal. Through their attorney Anthony Hudson, News Group Newspapers, which owns The Sun, said that Harry was unaware of the source of the information that such an agreement existed. He has a legal problem, the lawyer continued. His factual argument is seriously faulty. Hugh Grant was recently prevented from launching a phone hacking action against News Group Newspapers because the company has asserted that any phone hacking has only ever occurred at the News of the World. Mr. Murdoch's company has recently paid out a lot of sums to claimants who claimed The Sun had listened to their voicemails. Prince Harry plans to take a step back from Meghan Markle's entertainment industry limelight. Following the publication of his shocking autobiography earlier this year, the Duke of Sussex is reportedly stepping away from the spotlight. Despite appealing for seclusion, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle generated a significant bit of controversy after their Netflix documentary was made available at the end of 2022. The Duke, though, may finally be stepping away from the spotlight, according to a recent report in the Daily Mail. Spotify and Archewell Audio stopped co-producing new music last month, according to a statement. In a joint statement issued in June, Spotify and Archewell Audio said, "Spotify and Archewell Audio have mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together." Additionally, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex inked a long-term contract with Netflix in 2020 as a result of which they produced the docuseries Harry and Meghan, which made its debut in December. The Crown's most recent season, which debuted a month earlier, was eclipsed by the program, making it the most-watched series of the year. This deal, though, is apparently in hot water right now. Harry seems prepared to play a more understated role as the former actress considers her next move in the industry. It was said that Harry played a small part in Spotify's Archetypes podcast, and that Meghan was in charge of booking the guests. Bloomberg reported that Harry had proposed speaking with people like Mark Zuckerberg, Donald Trump, and Vladimir Putin about their unique traumatic experiences. With Harry no longer involved, Meghan has since signed a new contract with celebrity manager Ari Emanuel at WME, focused on brand endorsements in the food, wellness, and fashion industries. Following in the footsteps of his late mother, Princess Diana, the Sussexes' future efforts with Spotify and Netflix opened the door for Harry to return to his passions and philanthropic work. Harry is apparently considering a solo journey to Africa for a documentary. A Netflix-commissioned documentary on his charity for veterans, Heart of Invictus, is reportedly almost finished. But in the U.S., he is rarely seen in the celebrity circles that his wife is used to because the prince, according to Mail Online, prefers to keep a low profile away from the cameras. Even a few of Harry's former pals assert that the father of two has disappeared from their life. He isn't even a resident of the UK, calls on Prince Harry to step down from his status as the king's replacement. In a recent poll conducted by Express.co.uk, readers overwhelmingly supported the Duke of Sussex's removal from the position of Chancellor of State. Due to the fact that Prince Harry no longer has a residence in the UK, he may lose his position as Chancellor of State, which entitles him to serve as King Charles' substitute. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex moved their remaining possessions to their residence in California last week after leaving their property on the Windsor estate. Richard Fitzwilliams, a royal commentator, described this as a huge deal because it means he can no longer act as the king's representative in the event of illness or absence due to travel. Losing their UK house without a replacement is a big concern, he told The Sun. Harry considers the fact that he can no longer serve as a Counselor of State to be the most significant part. That is very significant since, in principle, he had the authority to carry out this action in the event that the king became incapable. Even though he is no longer a working royal, he still had this right. However, because he does not now reside in the UK, he has lost this chance. Should Prince Harry lose his position as Counselor of State? Was the question that readers of Express.co.uk were asked to vote on from 11:30 a.m. on Monday, July 3, until 1:45 p.m. on Thursday, July 6. 9,592 total votes were cast, with 9,260 to 97% saying yes on the question of whether he should or not. There's 306 to 3% who cast no ballots. Another 26 participants volunteered that they were unsure. Readers explored Harry's potential role as a Counselor of State in the dozens of comments that were posted beneath the related article. The purpose of Counselors of State is to provide a replacement for the monarch in case the king becomes ill or must travel abroad, according to commenter Coxala. Given that he resides in California and would likely be farther removed from the UK than the king, how can Prince Harry fulfill that role? Similarly, Candid25 asserted, I don't think Harry is suitable for the position. He does not live in the UK. And FlopsyMopsy1, using the username, absolutely. He has no interest in or residence in the UK anymore. When Harry abandoned his obligations, why should he still serve as Counselor of State? User tags 5,995 questioned. He needs to lose all of his perks and titles. Along with Queen Camilla, Prince William, Prince Harry, Prince Andrew, and Princess Beatrice are the other 4 Counselors of State who have the authority to act in the king's place. The king asked for a change to the 1937 Regency Act last year to allow Princess Anne and Prince Edward to be added because 3 of his advisors are non-working royals. Charles must ask for an Act of Parliament to be passed in order to change Harry's job, because Parliament is also in charge of dismissing councillors of state. Those who disagreed with Harry keeping the position temporarily included JIMHO, who wrote, "Give the King and the Parliament the time needed to sort things out correctly." Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.